Are there any countries that get the penal system right? If we want to reduce reoffending, I would say two major things we could easily do to do that. Number one would be to follow the Scandinavians, or even Portugal or Holland are closing prisons down right now because they've got spare capacity. In Scandinavia, they give them job skills, they give them educations, and they rehabilitate them. But whenever we try and introduce anything like this here, the newspapers will say, paedophiles getting job skills at taxpayers' expense. And then the politicians are so scared of losing votes, they'll shut it down. So it's a vicious cycle. Now the other thing, as well as following the Scandinavian approach, would be to completely stop the war on drugs. Because why were prisons built in the first place? Why were the police started by Robert Peel in the first place? To stop person A harming person B. If you go back thousands of years, crime has been defined as murder, robbery, rape, where person A hurts person B. And then towards the end of the last century, that suddenly changed with the introduction of statutory drug laws. Prisons became warehouses for low-level drug users. Now, say you get a kid who's got a joint of weed and put him in a prison. Who's that kid hurting? Himself. We're punishing the person who's hurting themselves. That's a cry for help. That kid needs some mentorship, needs some counselling, needs encouragement into channeling their energy into positive things. Not thrown in a jail where 90% of the guys are shooting up heroin and crystal meth and they're running around with pictures of Hitler looking over Jews dying in a gas chamber. It's the worst thing we could possibly be doing for our young people. Yet the prisons and all the industries that are making money off it are paying the politicians political contributions. It's not even hidden. It's tens of millions a year to both parties in America, Republicans and Democrats, to keep all these drug laws in place, to keep it tight, and to keep this prison industry stuff growing. And it's really obscene. Society does need prisons. Pedos, murderers, rapists, drug dealers, all these people who harm society need to be punished. But from what I saw, the average arrest, like I said earlier, was a black kid or a Mexican kid with a little bit of weed. And that's wrong. Yeah.